James loved the library. Old books whispered secrets, dusty maps held forgotten stories. He spent hours getting lost in their pages. One rainy afternoon, he stumbled upon a treasure. Tucked away in the map room, an ancient, leather-bound book sat on a shelf. It was heavier than it looked, filled with faded ink and strange symbols. As he opened the book, a musty smell filled his nose. The first page showed a faded map. It depicted a sprawling city nestled amidst towering mountains, unlike any he'd ever seen. Intrigued, James traced the map's lines. A jolt ran up his arm like the touch of static electricity. He knew right then this was no ordinary map. This was an adventure waiting to be discovered. The map called to James. Each day he spent hours deciphering its faded markings. He researched ancient languages and forgotten lore. He learned about the legend of a lost civilization swallowed by the earth. He knew he had to find the city. He packed his backpack with supplies, a compass, and the old map. With a deep breath and a pounding heart, he set off into the unknown. His journey started at the edge of a dense forest. Sunlight struggled to penetrate the thick canopy of leaves. Strange birds called out in the distance, their songs both beautiful and unsettling. Days turned into weeks as he ventured deeper. The forest gave way to rugged foothills, the air growing thinner with each step. He faced treacherous paths and unpredictable weather, but the map kept him going. The mountains loomed, a wall of rock and secrets. The map led him through hidden valleys and across rushing rivers. He encountered wild animals and navigated treacherous cliffs, his determination never wavering. One day, the path opened into a hidden valley. Lush and green, it was like stepping into a lost world. Waterfalls cascaded down the mountainsides, feeding a crystal-clear lake in the valley's heart. But something else filled the air, a strange energy, humming with unseen power. James could feel it in his bones. He was close. Following the map's guidance, he ventured deeper into the valley. The air grew heavy with the scent of unknown flowers. Vines, thick as his arm, snaked around ancient trees, their leaves shimmering with an unnatural glow. The final leg of his journey was the most challenging. The path became a steep climb. Jagged rocks threatened to send him tumbling into the abyss. Exhaustion gnawed at him, but he pressed onward. As he climbed, he noticed something strange. Carvings, weathered by time, adorned the cliff faces. Animals, both real and mythical, stared out at him with blank eyes. Then he saw it. A staircase carved into the mountainside spiraled upwards towards the clouds. It was almost completely swallowed by vegetation, but it was there, the way to the lost city. With renewed vigor, he started his ascent. Each step was a victory, each breath a testament to his unwavering resolve. He was a man possessed, driven by the allure of discovery. Section 5, The Silent Guardians. He emerged onto a plateau, hidden amidst the peaks. Before him lay the city, bathed in the golden light of the setting sun. It was more magnificent than he could have imagined. Buildings crafted from white stone rose from the plateau. Towers pierced the sky, their tops lost in the clouds. Wide avenues, now overgrown with vines and creepers, hinted at a once bustling metropolis. Silence hung heavy in the air. No people, no animals, just the whisper of the wind through crumbling walls. A sense of peace, tinged with melancholy, washed over him. As he stepped into the city, he felt a presence. Statues carved from the same white stone as the buildings lined the avenue. They depicted warriors, their faces stern and resolute. Frozen in time, he was being watched. Section 6, Echoes in Stone and Song. Days turned into weeks as James explored the city. He wandered through crumbling palaces, their floors covered in intricate mosaics. He discovered libraries with shelves still holding scrolls, their secrets waiting to be unlocked. He found workshops filled with tools and half-finished projects, frozen in time. He imagined the city's inhabitants going about their daily lives, their laughter echoing through the streets. One day he discovered a hidden chamber deep within a temple. Inside, a giant crystal pulsed with an inner light. As he drew closer, he heard it, a melody, soft and haunting, echoing from the crystal. It was the city's story, its hopes and dreams, its triumphs and its sorrows, all woven into a song of heartbreaking beauty. It spoke of a people who lived in harmony with nature, who valued knowledge and artistry above all else. Section 7. The City of Whispers awakens. As he listened to the crystal song, he began to understand. This city was not just a collection of buildings, it was a living memory, its spirit imprinted on the very stones. He felt a connection to this lost civilization, a sense of responsibility to share its story with the world. With careful hands, he sketched the city's layout, documenting its wonders. He translated ancient texts, piecing together the city's history, its culture, its people. He learned of their advanced knowledge of astronomy, medicine, and art. He discovered that the city was called Whisperwind, named after the wind that carried the city's songs and stories to distant lands. He realized that the city hadn't been destroyed. It had chosen to withdraw from the world, to preserve its knowledge and its way of life. The city had chosen him to be its voice, to share its story with a world that had forgotten its magic. Section 8. A legacy unveiled. Leaving Whisperwind was difficult. It had become a part of him, just as he had become a part of its story. He promised to honor its legacy, to share its wisdom with the world. He descended the mountain, his backpack heavier, not with possessions, but with knowledge. He carried with him the stories of Whisperwind, its songs and its secrets. He was no longer just James, the librarian. He was James, the discoverer, the keeper of Whispering Wind's legacy. He returned to a world hungry for wonder. He shared his findings, his photographs, his stories. He ignited a spark of curiosity in the hearts of people longing for something more. He knew that Whisperwind's story was just the beginning. There were more lost wonders out there, waiting to be rediscovered. He looked forward to a future filled with adventure, exploration, and the joy of sharing the world's hidden marvels. His journey had just begun.